Hi, how you doing? We're the Carnivore Twins, and I'm Karen Miles.
And I'm Jackie Jam.
How you doing today, Jackie?
I'm good. I'm here to celebrate a pretty important day with you. It's your 2.5-year Carniversary today. Yay! I got flags because it's also Flag Day. So woohoo, Karen, 2.5 years as a carnivore. I'm so excited. And I have 12 days left till my Carniversary. So I thought this is such a special day. I want to just kind of remember how we were and what has happened since we started Carnivore.
Thank you. You know, it's funny, like I have grandkids, and when they're 6 months, when they're 2 months old, oh, they're 2 months, 6 months, blah, 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 all that stuff. But who does it for a wedding anniversary, maybe 6 months, 1 year? Nobody talks about it. Oh, I'm 18 months married. Nobody talks about that. But in this community, we like to talk about the carniversaries because it's fun. When somebody's brand new and they made it for 1 week, that's a celebration. When they're in the carnivore community and they made it a month, I like to celebrate that. 2 months, 3 months. So thanks for celebrating my 2.5-year carniversary.
I want to hear, Karen, about what it was like before Carnivore for you, and then we'll talk about how things have changed since then.
Okay. Well, before Carnivore, I did low carb for 2 years and 3 months, and I felt great. I lost some weight, was feeling good, but I wasn't feeling awesome. I still had cravings for foods, and I would still eat some junk, way more junk than I have had thought about even on Carnivore. So that was a good thing, not having the lizard brain saying, eat that dessert. It's only a little bit. And I have a little bit and a lot more, a lot more, a lot more. I would buy a can of macadamia nuts and eat those all on the way home.
Those are my favorite, Karen.
Those are good. Those were so good. I only had them occasionally before I did the low carb. When I was low carb, I ate a lot of them. Almonds, oh, they're good to have. I eat way too many of them. I really like the low carb a lot. Nice variety of foods, fruits and vegetables, and different things. But I cheated. Not a ton, but enough, plenty enough. So then I had some aches and pains. My ankle was really bothering me for like 3 weeks because I ate a bunch of crap over Thanksgiving, a bunch of standard American diet food, like panettone bread. That was my big thing because I had a lot of it. It was so good. It's an Italian specialty bread with fruits in it, like a fruit cake, only a fruit bread. Outstanding. Wow. And I had too much of that, and it flared me up big time, and my ankle was killing me for 3 weeks. Finally, I said, I've been hearing Dr. Berry, Miss Kelly Hogan. I've been hearing Dr. Berry talk about it. Let me check it out a little more. So then I checked out Kelly Hogan and some others, and I just really resonated with Kelly Hogan, even though she's years younger than me, 20 years younger than me. I'm like, I got to check this out more. And I dug in, and I jumped in right away. And 2.5 years later, I could say, I love this way of eating, and I don't have that lizard brain saying, eat that food. And I feel liberated from food.
Awesome. I think that is where our twinsies kind of happens for me too. Very similar journey in that I was NSNG, which is no sugar, no grain, for 2 years and a couple of months. And then I got injured trying to exercise too much, and I ended up having foot surgery. And so, I do primarily all the cooking in my house. And this was October when I had the foot surgery. So it wasn't like, we grilled all the time. And I just told my husband, just bring me pizza, just bring me the things. I'll get back to what I was doing before with NSNG afterwards, because it was just so hard being down with my foot elevated for those few months up until Christmas. So that was the negative part. And I suffered. I had mobility problems. I had knee pain so bad and ankle pain just from trying to walk. I had like crepitus, they call it, when your joints feel like they're grinding. And I had this thing called fat hands. That's the Jackie Jam term, fat hands. But you know what it really was? Inflammation. But I thought, something was wrong. I went to 2 different doctors. One wanted to do carpal tunnel surgery on my hands, and both of them. And the other one didn't know what to do. There was no answer or solution for me. And I was miserable. I wake up in the morning, I have to warm up my hands. Have you ever had that kind of, where you just feel like your hands are fat? Like, oh.
I haven't had it that intense.
Yeah. I mean, aside from the high blood pressure and everything, I mean, NSNG fixed many things, but I was still on medication at times. Like I went up and down on the blood pressure. My blood pressure was very persistent. I have scared nurses. They take my blood pressure and go, "Oh, that's high." And I go, "That's nothing for me." 180 over 110 was scary for me, but I was regularly, 150 over 95. That was a regular average blood pressure on medication. So
that was on meds. Wow.
Yeah, I couldn't, 2 different medications, I couldn't control it, but NSNG kind of fixed that to a point where it wasn't scary bad. So I was doing good, but I wasn't off all medications certainly, and I wasn't feeling my best with the joints. So I didn't know, the dangers of seed oils, which is in a lot of things. I really didn't understand that, although I ate mostly Italian olive oil that I bought straight from Italy, from Villa Capelli. Yeah, Villa Capelli, best olive oil. And but I still had different products that had seed oils in them, and I didn't realize, any seed oil will cause that inflammation. So
seed oil is one of the many things.
Cruising along and getting really heavy, was watching my NSNG videos. I would watch Fitness Confidential, or actually listen to Fitness Confidential podcasts, and they had that crazy Sean Baker on there, and I'm like, that guy is nuts. He doesn't eat any vegetables. Oh my gosh, I thought that's whack, but something stuck in there, and I decided I would at least check it out while I'm laid up, so I started watching this Kelly Hogan gal that I also had heard about, because you're going down every rabbit hole looking for an answer. And she, like you said, even though she's much younger than us, for some reason, she just has a way of connecting with everybody. It doesn't matter what your age group is. She just really spoke to me. So I started checking out everything she put out, her YouTubes, her blog posts, everything. I went to zeroing in on health, and I would follow everything she did on there. And the rest is history. So I went carnivore on December 26th, the day after Christmas, 2019. You went carnivore on December 14th, 2019. So really close together, right?
And that's why we're the Carnivore Twins. We have a similar journey.
So that's all the bad news, the before carnivore. But now that it's been 2.5 years, Karen, tell me what's happened.
My biggest thing is my joint pain is gone. I don't have joint pain unless I eat popcorn. Popcorn and fruit are my 2 biggest nemesis, and I hardly ever have the popcorn. But if I have a big bowl, I would be bothered for hours with my knee pain a couple hours after I eat it, maybe the next morning even after I eat it. So I really stay away from that. But one of my dear friends, Joni, owns a popcorn stand, and people come from miles and miles away. You got to meet Joni.
I got to meet Joni and see the popcorn stand.
Yes.
It smells good.
So it's amazing. We bring it, have it for parties, school parties. And I brought it to my college gathering because they all know it. Anyway, it's famous, but that's a big thing. And I ate a little bit when I was doing low carb. Was it low carb? No. I've had a little bit in my carnivore journey, but not much at all. And so that's really good if I avoid that. So what's helped me? If I stay away from that stuff, my joint pain is amazing. I would wake up in the morning and even just tippy-toe to the bathroom because my feet hurt. My knees hurt. It would take me a while to get going and get moving. I don't have that anymore. Do not have that anymore. But that's my number one thing. I sleep so much better. I used to wake up 4 times in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. I still wake up usually at least once to go to the bathroom. So one time, I'm okay with that. I'm 60, I'll be 63 in a few months. So, his body's had 2 babies, and it's, so I just feel so much better. So that's a big thing. My sciatica pain is very much reduced, very much reduced. That was painful. I would get up in the middle of the night and lay on the floor and try to stretch. My food freedom, I'm not just worried about my next meal. I am, because I want to know what good food I'm going to eat. But I don't think about, oh, I need to eat this, I need to eat that. I'm going on a trip. But if I go on a trip, I just took a 12.5 hour trip to Little Rock, Arkansas from Illinois. And I did have burger patties with me. I had some dehydrated meat with me. I had food with me because I know bacon. I know I'm going to have to eat sooner or later. My friend stopped and got a burger and fries. That was fine. I had my own burger, thought I could eat whenever I want. So that's a good thing. But food freedom is huge. My skin is better. I'm not so dry anymore. I did have bathroom issues for a while. I had diarrhea for quite a while, but that's all pretty much worked out. I used to have sinus problems. Even when I was low carb, I'd have to use a neti pot and squirt this salt water up and down my nostrils. Sorry, you guys, for grossing me out. But I'd have to do that all the time. And I don't have to do that anymore, unless I have a cold, which I haven't had many in the last 2.5 years. The joint pain is great, and the freedom of not needing foods and wanting foods. I've been at a few gatherings lately with lots of carbs and lots of sugary things. So I'll just like glance at it, but not look at it and study it and stuff like that. I'll just quickly glance and I'm okay. I appreciate the looks of things sometimes, or even the smell, but I don't like, ooh, that looks good. I don't study it, you know?
Since going carnivore after that terrible time where I was laid up and not feeling well and eating all the foods, and I gained every single pound I lost on NSNG, just like you, have food freedom, and I don't crave nuts and I don't crave avocado and all the things. Oh my gosh, I used to do whipped cream and berries because that was something you could have on NSNG, but I no longer have that problem. I do like my whipped cream, but that's not something that I have every day, and I don't seem to crave it like I crave those sweet things. All taste of sweet gone, and that has eliminated all that craving stuff. But the other great things I have significantly reduced, or they're gone. My spider veins on my legs, they're just gone. I just had a dental cleaning, and my dental hygienist said, "What are you doing? Your teeth, they seem whiter and my gums are improving." I'm like, that was something I didn't even expect or was trying to. I can remember that I used to have a hard time tying my shoes. That's no problem. No problem getting up and down off the ground anymore. I don't have any joint pain, none. I sleep like a champ. And yeah, I get up probably once a night, and no more heartburn. I used to have terrible heartburn. I don't even think about it. I don't have Tums everywhere, all over the house. And I used to be addicted to chapstick. I used to do like obsessively morning, noon, night. The minute I would wake up, I got to find my chapstick and stuff. And I don't have that problem anymore. I do use beef tallow for my lips. My biggest worry and problem ever was my blood pressure, not controlled with 2 medications before carnivore, and somewhat controlled with medication on NSNG. But now, for the last 2 years, I have been off all medications, which includes the blood pressure meds. So win-win. I'm so happy. And I love celebrating the way we live and eat, because now we have freedom with our health. And I feel younger. I have more energy than ever before. So it's incredible. And I really want people to see this isn't whack. We aren't weird just because we don't eat vegetables and fruits. Actually, we're better off. People go nuts when you have a burger with no bun, but people are eating burgers with buns. So the last thing I want to say is, being obese and eating packaged foods and all, very unhealthy foods, no one ever questioned what I was doing. No one ever said, hey, you might be heading towards a heart attack. Never. But now, by eating this way, I get that question all the time. Aren't you worried about your cholesterol?
I saw some college friends this weekend who I haven't seen in a while, a couple of years, and they're like, Karen, you look amazing. I said, I feel amazing. And that's my number one thing. I feel amazing. That's a big thing. We want to thank you for listening to this video and taking time out of your day to listen to Jackie and I. And we appreciate you. Have a great day.
Yeah, and send us your top 3 things that Carnivore has fixed if you're doing carnivore. We'd love to hear about them.
Drop it in the comment box.
Drop it in the comments. Like, subscribe, share. All right, Karen.
Take care, buddy.
Talk to you
Love you.
soon.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.